Hello and welcome back to the Underestimate and to another edition of AEW Rampage Out of 10. And of course, it is the last Rampage before All In, and we've got several build-ups to the show. We've got Orange Cassidy in action, we've got QT Marshall in action as well, and yeah, building up to the women's match in the main event. But we started things off with Orange Cassidy kicking off the show with a match against QTV Solo. Harley Cameron playing Solo to the ring during his entrance, which obviously made the crowd cheer with gusto. This is easily the biggest match Solo has had up to this point in his career, but nobody was expecting him to win, of course, and it's against the young star, but it's simply due to the fact of how OC's been booked. Cassidy has not only had one of the best reigns of all time when it comes to the number of successful defences he's had, he's also put on great matches against stars at every level on the roster. However, this kind of success rate means he was never going to lose the belt against someone like Solo. The match wasn't necessarily anything special on the grand scheme of things, but it was a great display of Solo's skills, and yeah, not a match of the year contender. Cameron almost got involved, but Cassidy got the win off, even though it was a distraction from the ref, a beach break, and yeah, kind of went the way we were all expected to go. An impressive saying, so it's enough for me, and yeah, 6 out of 10. QT Marshall then took on Gravity for his newly won AAA Latin American title. Michael Marshall gave a sit-down interview with Jim Ross before talking about how he almost underestimated him and he's going to be taken seriously now he was the champ. And yeah, Marshall mocked Gravity in Spanish and referenced how he's the younger brother of Bandido, so he was looking to play some mind games before the ref even called for the bell. Gravity didn't happen, phased to shut Marshall up, but the champ used his size and power advantage. Gravity hit some high spots, but Marshall had the upper hand for most of the match. They had a couple of moments where the lack of chemistry kind of showed, but the two guys were fighting. They worked together pretty well. Marshall was a great base for high flyers, and Gravity always made sure to make a handful of spots that got the crowd on its feet. But Marshall scored the victory with the dirt sheet to score the win. And yeah, he gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Was kind of there to put Marshall over. I think it's done well, putting over his newly won championship. I think it's kind of all working nicely. Gravity getting more and more sights for him. I'm not against him, to be honest. I think he's a perfectly good pro wrestler. So yeah, no issue with it. And after Marshall made his exit, Luchasaurus came out for against great squash match. And yeah, there's basically like 2 seconds. Luchasaurus got the win. Nothing more to add here. But you know, I'm loving stuff they're doing with Christian at the moment and Darby. It's all working really nicely. And the character Christian Gage she's got at the moment, it's great stuff. So yeah, 6 out of 10. It was then time for Toni Storm and Saraya versus Britt Baker and Shida. All 4 women started brawling as soon as they were in the ring. Storm and Shida paired up while Shida went after Baker. The Outcast took control and isolated D&D from the women's champion on the other side of the ring. When Soho interfered, Chris Statler came out and literally carried her away on her shoulder. The match was kind of chaotic, but to the competitors, you always knew who the legal ones were. They had some fun moments and sequences, but there were also awkwardness. Saraya ended up hitting the win for the Outcast by hitting the D&D with a finisher for the win, potentially building up suggesting which way the match is going to go at the weekend. But yeah, I think it kind of built up to it, had different elements to it. So yeah, I think it worked nicely, and it gets 7 out of 10 from me. Enjoyable stuff, and I have to say I'm very much looking forward to the match at All In. But overall this week, Rampage gets 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, obviously not kind of the big go home show for All In. That will probably come more so tomorrow night and of course on Wednesday. You know, there were some entertaining matches there leading up to it. So yeah, I think on the whole it worked nicely. Gets 6 out of 10 from me. Not bad stuff at all. So yeah, 6 out of 10. But anyway guys, that's it really. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. That's what's going on for daily wrestling news and Scotland channels going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.